What's up, BookTube? What's up, everybody? This is Chuck. I'm the book dweller. That was my little ode to Todd the librarian there. I actually have my map behind me, but I couldn't get my phone to stay upright. So, cheers to you, Todd. One of these days, I'm going to come down and visit you, buddy. Anyway, hey, everybody. It's good to see you again. I've been away for a while. I've had some graduations. Work's been a freaking bear. But my May book haul is what I'm here to show you. I think I counted them 62 books to get through in this video. 62 books. So I've been away from the camera, but I've been some bookstores, I've been fishing, I've been to graduation parties, and I got a bunch more coming up. So, and I have 2 pieces of music that I got in May too. Those will be last as they usually are. So anyway, let's get into the book haul. Let's get into the 62 freaking books. I think what we'll start with here is nonfiction. I tried to separate them, but they fell down 3 times, so who cares? Here we go. This is a true crime book I read years ago called Driven to Kill. It's about a guy, it was either 1 kid or 2 kid, he hung in his closet. Pretty sick. It's called Driven to Kill. So, true crime one. Oh, speaking of true crime, I watched the Ted Bundy movie on Netflix, because some of it was filmed around Cincinnati, across the river in Kentucky too. And good thing it was put on Netflix and not as a movie theater. I'll be generous and give it 2 stars. I actually have that book that was based on Bundy's girlfriend somewhere on the other side of the library here. Anyway, moving on. Super Casino, Inside the New Las Vegas by Pete Earley. Pete Earley was one of my favorite true crime writers. I have several of his other books. One of these days I'll do a true crime video. But I saw this and I try to replenish my true crime stuff. So, Inside the New Las Vegas. So, I really dig Pete Earley. Next we have a couple of war books. This one is the only war we had, a platoon leader's journal of Vietnam. I have quite a few books about the American invasion and war in Vietnam. So, and I've hit half-price books, the library book sale, thrift stores. I mean, I got 62 books and not a single one of them I paid no more than $5 for any of these books. So, this is Dow, I think is how they call this. Nam, Not the Way It Was Supposed to Be, The Way It Was by Ed Dodge. Another book about the war in Vietnam. I was born in '65, so in modern day warfare, I guess that's the war I relate to the most. Here's another one by Lex McCauley called When the Buffalo Fight. Another war book. Actually have quite a few books on war. Actually, they're right behind on this shelf. So, anyway, next is The Good War by Studs Terkel. I don't know if you can see it, but The Good War is in parentheses around this one. And I think when Studs Terkel interviewed people, in the beginning they thought World War II was justifiable because of the Nazis or whatever, but I don't know. As the war went on, World War II is not my one I'm most interested in, but it's unbelievable. But Howard Zinn, my hero, will talk about the Studs Terkel book. You know, we were all for it, and then all those people died, and blah, 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 and then the Cold War starts, so whatever. And then this one here I've never seen before, but I got this at the library. The Conflict Between Washington and Jefferson That Defined a Nation. This is called The Great Divide. So that glare is a great divide. And this is by Thomas Fleming. I think I have some of his other books. So a little history book thrown in there. The next one's a little silly one. This, I guess it's a kid's book, but a friend of mine bought a house and people left all their stuff there. So I found some books in here. I didn't divide them up by that, but I'll show you the treasure that I did find. Actually, a couple. This one's called Dracula is a Pain in the Neck. It looks like it's just a little kid's book. But it was in that house that somebody, whoever it was, died, left all their stuff in there. So, this is by Elizabeth Levy. Dracula is a pain in the neck. That pain in the ass, too. Here's one from my childhood. Welcome Back, Cotter. What do you think about that? The Sweat Hog Newshawks. I have a whole section of just kind of goofy books. I'll do a video on them one of these days, too. Moving on to the next genre, I guess, is fantasy. Little sci-fi, but you can see what I paid for these books. I always wanted a copy of The Hobbit. This was 48 cents. Paperback. And then I found The Two Towers, I think was $1. I always kind of wanted a copy of all those, but I wasn't about to pay too much money. Here's another one. The Fellowship of the Ring, 48 cents. I mean, they're in rough shape, but, you know, who cares? Looks like somebody read a lot. So, and then this is The Return of the King, 48 cents. So I finally got enough. That's enough Tolkien to last me the rest of my life. And then this one is kind of a treasure I found at the library book sale. This is called A Pleasure to Burn, Ray Bradbury. And this bad boy was put out by Subterranean Press. Anybody who knows, you know, Subterranean Press is pretty awesome. A Pleasure to Burn. So all Ray Bradbury stories. How cool is that? I've never seen that one before. And I paid $3 for this hardback, the Subterranean Press hardback from the library. How sweet is that? And then there was one by Clifford D. Simak, Way Station. I heard this is one of his best. And sure enough, $3 at that same library book sale. So I've been kind of looking for that one, and I finally found it for $3. Like I say, man, I've been on a tear in May. So this is a huge stack. Hopefully they won't fall over because now I'm teetering here. But I wanted to get Peter Benchley. I read Jaws years ago, and great book. And I thought, you know what? Same thing. I don't want to pay more than $1 or $2. So I found Jaws, Peter Benchley. The Island by Peter Benchley. And The Deep by Peter Benchley. So I went on kind of a Peter Benchley spree and got all three of them for like $3. I think the rest are more or less in the horror genre. So I'm just going to go for it, you guys. I'm going to rip through these. I'm already at 8 minutes. So I showed this in my last video. This is Constantine. I guess it's a movie novelization by John Shirley. So I've rewatched Leon the Paperback Maniac's tribute to John Shirley like 3 or 4 times. Just because his books are, I have such a time finding them. So I found this, a second copy of this. So I had to get, if it said John Shirley, I buy it. This one is called The Witching by Chet Hagen. Don't know anything about it. Like I said, I went on a tear. This was put out by BMI. I'm not going to do the years and the dates. I'll be here forever. I just want to show everybody this haul that it's been building. Next is The Mad Jan by Jeff Rovin. Pretty cool. I don't know anything about it. There we go. Next, I think I had this one years ago. This is The Fates by Thomas Tessier. I'm pretty sure I had this years ago. I had hundreds of horror paperbacks. I traded them all in. Don't do that. Don't trade in all your stuff. I've seen this one floating around the internet too a lot. This is Blood Farm by Sam Siciliano. A lot of people showed this one, but I was so happy when I saw it because I was getting jealous. I'm just going to keep rocking, everybody. This is The Golem by Edward Lee. I thought I had this, but when I bought it, I got home, I didn't have it, so I was happy. I wish I would have had that to show on my Edward Lee video, which you can still see. To anybody who's new to the channel. This one I found at that house that my friend bought. It looks like a gothic romance. This is called Dark Mansion by W.E.D. Ross. I wasn't going to take it. I thought, what the hell? He said, just take it. And this one was in that abandoned house too. The Piercing by John Coyne. I might have had this. I had some John Coyne books years ago. So that was free. That other one was free. This was in there too. I don't know what this book is. It's called Blitzcat. I took a picture of this on my Instagram for my Instagram page. England's Last Stand, The Blitz, The Firebombing of Coventry, England, Bloody England. I don't know. It's got a cat on it. What the hell? If anybody knows anything about this book, by Robert Westall. Yeah, it actually looks like my cat Jinx, who was in an earlier video of mine. Moving on. This book was also another freebie. It was in that stack from that abandoned house. Horror Mansion by J.N. Williamson. I think I had 20 Williamson books years ago and I traded them all in. So, what a great way to start collecting them again for free. Good stuff. This one, you can barely read the spine, but this, I think I showed a picture of this on my Instagram page too. Ramsey Campbell, Dark Companions. Look at the condition this is in. Horrible. I think I paid $1 for it. Who cares? It's Ramsey Campbell. And then this one is called Ghost and Grisly Things, a hardback by Ramsey Campbell. Shoot, my Ramsey Campbell collection is actually blossoming. $3. This was from the library sale. $3 for perfect condition hardback. Ramsey Campbell. This was an interesting find. The only Michael McDowell book I have is back here. It's that Blackwater hardback that's got them all in one. So I can't find any Michael McDowell books around here. But I found this one, Jack and Susan in 1913. This came from that library sale too, $3. I hadn't really heard about this one, but it had Michael McDowell on it, so I snagged it. So now I have 2. I'm not going to put that over there. Everybody loves Sky N. Smith, and I never can find any of his books. I don't know why. What is there? Like he's used books or anti-Cincinnati or something. But I found this one for 68 cents. Satan Snowdrop by Guy N. Smith. Never seen it before. Oh, this is a UK edition. A Hamlin original. Got me. But when I saw that Guy N. Smith, I snagged it for 68 cents. So, sweet. That's a good way to start my Guy N. Smith collection. This is one of many of his books. I have a section back here. This is City of the Dead by Brian Keene. And that will go in my ever-growing Brian Keene section. This is one I just picked up. I had heard somebody talk about this guy on BookTube. The Jersey Devil by Hunter Shea. It's the only one I have by Hunter. So there's some more in there. So I think this one was $1 maybe at the library book sale. This is another one I think I got from Half Price Books. This is called Ripper by Mark Clark. This is not the best camera angle I've used. I just wanted to do that when I did Todd the Librarian. I think I have another one by him. Yes, I have one called The Occult by Colin Wilson. And this is the Philosopher's Stone by Colin Wilson. Looks like another UK edition. A novel of occult terror in the chilling H.P. Lovecraft tradition. So I think that one was $1 also. Cool. This one I already have. John Steinbeck, The Grapes of Wrath. But it's in those little hardbound little ones that we used to have in high school. This one came from a thrift store. I think it was 50 cents. So I have all the John, as far as I know, I have every John Steinbeck book, but I'm just a sucker for these little hardbounds that we used to have in high school. So I had to snag that one at a thrift store. This next one, I believe, came from the thrift store too. I'm not sure. But I saw Leon the Paperback Maniac post this. Maynard's House by Herman Raucher. It's a weird cover. But it does have somebody trying to escape. That's me on Monday morning at work. All right. Try not to knock this stack over. You'll hear a big boom. Continuing on, somebody posted this recently too. Fred Mustard Stewart, The Mephisto Waltz. Here's some must have been the movie. So that's cool. I don't think I ever heard of this one. The Sweetwater Point Motel by Peter Saab. Nobody checks out, not even the children. Holy cow shit. Is that like the Hotel California? Very possibly. Okay, next is... I've seen a lot of people post books by William Scholle. This is called Shivers by William Scholle. Fear and Trembling. Shivers. Ooh. Holy shit. Next is... Oh, I have two by this author. The first one, I think this came from Half Price Books. Barry Wood. The Tribe, which you can't hardly read, but there's the side of it. Tribe, not too bad a condition. Looks like another one of those dollar deals. And then at the thrift store, I got this one for $1 also. The Basement by Barry Wood. So I got $2 tied up in my Barry Wood collection. So that's cool. Those are, I had to put them on the floor. This is one, I don't have any books by him, but I saw this at Half Price Books. This might have been $5, so this is probably the most expensive one I have. This is called Specter by Stephen Laws. This is definitely a UK edition of this book. Kind of an oversized paperback, I guess you'd call it, trade paperback. That's my only Stephen Laws book. Good place to start. Let's keep on going with the paperbacks. Monster by Jeffrey Convitz. Same guy who wrote The Sentinel, which I used to have. Cool. And, here's a, everybody likes the Del Abyss line, so I kind of been keeping my eye out on those for not too cheap. But anyway, this is from the Del Abyss line. J.M. Dillard, Specters. I'm sure this came from Half Price Books. So those are actually getting harder to find too. Let's go with a classic here. Actually, a classic for 39 cents, Rosemary's Baby. I don't know, when I find these under $1, man, I am definitely picking them up. I mean, I probably had that I don't know how many times. Let's go with 2 by Rick Hotala. Moon Death. Might be his first book, I'm not sure. And I picked up Twilight Time. This is from Half Price Books. Might have been $2.99, I'm not sure. So I got 2 by him. Of course, I found this used. I had to have it. Novelization from the latest Halloween movie, which was a great family outing for us. So we had a family outing of Halloween, It, Pet Cemetery, and hopefully we can sneak in Child's Play when it comes out this month. So it's nice to have family outings that are horror movies. I guess you could call this a kinda, sorta jackpot. These next 4 books. I've only read one of his books, which I have up there, Children of the Night. But I found A Winter Haunting by Dan Simmons. Summer of Night hardback by Dan Simmons. $3 at the library. Oh, this I think, I can't remember where these came. Yeah, another library sale book. Look at that, Dan Simmons Love Death hardback. $3. Man, I love Cincinnati Library. Freaking awesome. And then this one may be the most expensive one I bought. No? Yes. This was $5. Hardback. Dan Simmons The Terror. This is terrifying as that glare. So, man, what? I was on a Dan Simmons tear. I'm really a big fan of Bill Bronzini. I have some of his mysteries, some of his westerns. I really like Bill Bronzini, so I found this one. This was another library sale one. $3. Walker from Walker. This is The Alias Man by Bill Bronzini. Whew, that is some awful glare. Some of it might be coming from my bald spot, but anyway, that's Bill Bronzini. It seems like every time I go to that library sale, I find some of his. And this is Schemers by Bill Bronzini, but I have this in a different edition. So for another $3, I've got 2 editions of this book. And this was, I guess you could call a Holy Grail one of Bill Bronzini. This is Femme, and this is a cemetery dance novella. hardback, library book, $3. Anytime you see a Cemetery Dance hardback for $3, I don't care if it's got library stamps or not, take it. So, now we're winding down to the last author. I'm reading one of his books now. I am a very, very slow reader when I am over my head at work and life is just ripping me up. So I've been on the night boat for like 2 months now. Cheers, Todd. So these are the Robert Mccammon books I found. Gone South. My Robert Mccammon section is right there. I'm still working on some. Speaks the Nightbird. Is that, I guess, part 1 or book 1. And volume 2, Evil Unveiled, Speaks the Nightbird, Robert Mccammon. I'm really enjoying the hell out of the Night Boat. This is one I found at that house that I've been looking for this book in this edition for months. And I walk in and my buddy's like, dude, take anything you want. I just bought the place. I looked over and I saw this. They Thirst. I almost shit myself because I've been looking for this particular edition. And I don't like ordering stuff offline. I like to hunt, to chase. And then look at that. How great is that? So, the last book I found was at that same library sale. I never really heard about this book, but I believe that this is another Cemetery Dance edition. $3. No, Subterranean Press. I don't know if anybody's heard of this. I Travel by Night by Robert Mccammon. So that was a holy shit, holy grail moment for $3. So you guys can kind of see what my haul was like. So, wow, 62 books. I'm freaking exhausted. Anyway, earlier in the month, I went to a benefit show for Chris Doherty, the main guy in Gang Green, one of my favorite punk bands who I saw in the 80s many times when they came through Cincinnati from Boston. So, I bought this album there. It was a benefit for Chris. He had a stroke. He's in a wheelchair. But he sang. He actually mustered it up. So, this great record, Another Wasted Night. The beauty of it is I got, I don't know if you could see that. I got Chris to sign it right there. He was so sweet. And it came on this beautiful, I guess that's orange. How cool is that? So that's the vinyl I bought. And then last weekend went to the local record store and I got the new Venom record called Storm the Gates. I haven't listened to it. I was saving it for this video. So now I can put it in the car and listen to it on my way to work. I'm freaking exhausted. So anyway, there you go, folks. This is my longest video ever. But I think it was worth it because now I got to clean all this stuff up, try to find a place for it. That was my May haul, an exhausting haul, but man, you talk about 62 books. It's a record. But I probably won't get out to buy any more books. I'm trying to plan a Father's Day trip up to Dayton, hit a couple bookstores up there because I haven't been up there in a long time. That'd be great if I ran into Cameron Chaney up there. But anyway, that's it for me. I'm not apologizing because I haven't had a video because so freaking busy. And I've been going fishing with my brother after 10 years. We both finally got our fishing license. So I've been doing that like 5:30, 6 in the morning on Saturdays. So, and I went to the Reds game today with my wife. So that's it for now. Thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for all the fun comments. And I've really been enjoying my Instagram page. So if any subscribers are on here, please jump over to the Book Dweller Instagram page. I usually post at least a book a day. And I'm trying to get I got like double the amount of people on Instagram. I'm trying to get them to come over to the BookTube channel so it can just be fun. So anyway, thanks again for watching, listening, subscribing, hitting the buttons, commenting. It's great to be back in action. Don't know when my next video is because I got graduations coming up and all kinds of stuff. But I think that's it. So thanks everybody. Once again, cheers to Todd the Librarian. I'm going to come and see you this summer, buddy. Have a great week. I'll see you guys. Take care.